Cabin crew, 5 minutes to landing, please. 5 minutes to landing.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the third Tuesday of the month live stream, this glorious 20th of May. I hope you are all doing very, very well. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope a lot of you, it's a nice, lovely day. It was a nice day here, and it's now cloudy, so good thing I didn't have the barbecue going. It's all I can say. Welcome along. As usual, we'll be catching up with a bit of chat and a bit of banter and answering any of your questions you may have. And of course, we'll have Nick's Conundrum, which we will come to later. And joining me is, of course, moderator Mikey. Mikey, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you.
I'm all right, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good. I just finished, edited and uploaded the Jaguar build just now. So that's good. That's only the 50 minutes or so video. Blasted Jaguar. Oh my God, I'm so glad it's over. It's a lovely kit, a beautiful kit. But it's fought me from time to time. Most of which was my fault, I have to say. Not least of which completely messing up the undercarriage and having to wait for 2 weeks for some more to come. Which Ethics did. To be fair to them, they sent me all 12 parts of the gear for free. And I didn't use my Gary's stuff email. I just used my regular Gary Evans email. So I didn't,
you didn't name drop
all those people who thinks, you know who I am, and all that rubbish. You know,
on your camera, have you got manual focus on it?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Every time you're moving your hand, it's going vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom. Do you know what? I don't know. It's a new webcam, mate. I don't know. I can do that.
Oh, that's good.
There we go. I just didn't want to scare the public by getting too close. Yes, so Jaguar's finished. Desert Scheme. I put some aftermarket missiles on it because I think they're nicer than the Airfix ones. I put some removed before flight tags, those red and white stripy tag things you have to take off. And it's all right. It's okay. It's a nice kit. I can't wait. They are going to be doing a T2, the two-seater, at some point, because the whole of the front section is a separate part. Which, as it was actually on the Jaguars, from the back of the fuselage was completely common to both versions. Mm-hmm. So they'll be doing one of those. So I can't wait for that. I'll be really happy to make that a sort of European camouflage one. Now I know how to make the undercarriage. Yes, so that's a video. Otherwise, it's all been. I made an engine, made a jet engine for my Sea Venom. So that's a de Havilland Ghost, I think, engine. Mm-hmm. So it's quite fun. The very lovely Mr. Marley in Australia sent me some pictures of one of these engines they have in his museum. So that was cool. Yeah. So it's been busy all week. I've got one, two, three and a half builds on the go at the moment. I'm just trying to get them done before we go on holiday. Yeah. And also get some other stuff to carry the channel over for the 3 weeks I'm away as well. So yeah, good. What have you been? What have you been up to? What have you been making?
I've been making the motorbike. That's coming along nicely.
Excellent.
Doing that today on the live. We finished the Crank and Panzerwagen last week and the Model T.
Mm-hmm.
So Thursday we'll be starting the big boy locomotive, and Friday we'll be starting the Sea Fury.
We will indeed.
So that's really fun.
Yeah, I started mine obviously because I will be here for a lot of it. So I've got as far as making the. It's still fiddling around with focus. It really is very, very annoying. I don't know how to stop it doing that.
It's not an autofocus button at the top, a manual focus.
Well, there is a button. What it does is
what could go wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like see, it does that, and it does that. It even does that, which is weird. And it goes like brighter and darker. And there is a focus button, but I think it's like focus on what's in the middle, but if you move slightly, it will focus on other things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to sit here until I can figure out how the hell this what I need is some, like on programs, to have some pre-recorded material. So run VT, and then I can bugger off and find the instructions. That's something we haven't got any. So maybe I should do that. Have some emergency VT in the back, ready to roll.
Yeah, I mean, you've got media assets bit, so you could always do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Or a test card. I've got a test card with Squadron Leader Stilton in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could always.
Excellent. Should we get through some chat?
Why not? Let's see who's in the house, as I believe they used to say. No, my stream doesn't have XP, Tiff, and I'm not entirely sure what an XP is, but I know for certain I don't have it. I don't know where to find them.
I think YouTube have put them on automatically on some channels. Because if you go on the chat on mine now,
I'm not good enough.
If you go on my channel now during live streams, when they're doing the chat, they build up points every time they put a message in, and it has a leaderboard that updates constantly.
Right.
For the people in the chat. It's quite funny.
Yeah, but so what, people can sort of compete to become the most XP person.
Yeah. Who can engage the most?
The most engaging.
Yes. Not me.
Oh, right. Okay. I've just found it. I'm sorry. Please do carry on, but I found the instruction manual.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Unfortunately, it's in Cantonese.
Yeah, Gulliver or something, you know what I mean? This is ridiculous. I think I could tear it. Anyway. Oh, hi, Gary. How you doing?
Gary, I posted your email address in the Discord before, so hopefully people will send you some video links and stuff about that.
How about this? How about Gary? Gamsa Hamnida for turning up, mate, for being here. Thank you. Gamsa Hamnida is Korean for thank you.
Ah.
That's all I know in Korean.
There's a lot of people saying hello to each other.
Yep.
I got an email off Matthew before with his entry for the competition.
Oh, right.
It's so good.
Oh, it's not moving. Hey,
there we go. You've done it.
There we go. We can all relax now.
So anyone watching without the sound, Gary has had a stroke.
And not in a good way.
His entry is really cool.
Excellent. I started on mine actually earlier today.
Yeah. Well, don't tell everyone what it is.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to tell you anything. No, Mr. XP, I'm not going to tell you anything. Obviously, I'm not in the same league. Not at all offended. If you're watching Mr. YouTube,
compared to you, I'm probably about Sunday League, mate.
I've been watching content this week, which makes you think, why am I bothering? But anyway, there we go. There we go.
In a good way or a bad way?
Well, not in a good way. Well, the content's really good, but I'm looking at it and looking at the views and thinking, yeah, that's actually quite depressing. But there we go. Nick will be devious tonight from being behind. I think I can promise you it's something very different tonight. Something very different. And I don't know how helpful Scalemates is going to be. I had some ideas, but none of them. The usual thing is I have some ideas and it fits like 2 clues really well, but just not the other 3 clues terribly well because I don't know enough about the subject. So anyway, we'll see. I think it will be fun. It usually is fun anyway. Hey, Kev, how you doing, matey? Good evening, Bernard. It's a name I haven't seen before. Hello, Bernard. If I'm wrong, I apologise, but I haven't seen your name before. So if you are new to the stream, a very, very big welcome to you. James, how are you? Good to see you back, mate. And Smarbus, good evening to you. Michael, from Dublin, how lovely. How lovely. Well, that's good, Tiff. You know, we're always here for you, my friend. We are always here for you, so you do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And if we can provide some good company and even raise a smile, then our job is done. David.
See, if
maybe it might be raising a smile, thinking, "What an absolute monkey this bloke is talking like that," and that's good too.
You're not a monkey; you're a rock ape. There's a difference.
Well, whatever. Well, yeah, yeah. David, how are you? Good to see you, matey boy. CBG, hello, hello. Drew, I hope you're keeping well as well, mate. Good to see you. Hi, Rusty. Good to see you too. Simon, hello, hello. Yeah, Matchbox Challenge, Simon. Yeah, see, yeah, engine. What a beautiful thing that is. All I've got to do now is fit it into the fuselage, which is going to be fun, I think. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, Gary, again, Annyeonghaseyo. I suppose that's good evening. Or good evening, I think. I don't know. I don't know, Gary, I'm sorry. As I said, I have one thing in Korean. Thank you. 4 a.m. Well, that's a bit above and beyond it. Rally Chef, how you doing? How's your shed? Bunny, how you doing, mate? Good to see you along. Chris, time for lots of head scratching and keyboard pounding, I would say. Oof, Buckfast Mead. Oh my goodness. Might as well. If you've opened it, you might as well. Han, good evening to you too. Hey Ben, you all right, mate? I think we're going to get some rain here tomorrow, mate. From what I hear, maybe thundery showers or something. Hope so. Our water butt's completely empty. Maria's very upset about that.
You should speak to Marley. All his town's flooded.
Yeah.
He just
Paul put some pictures of their local Lidl or something was under about a foot of water, the car park, didn't it?
Yeah, well, the river, I think it's the next street along to where John lives, has burst its banks. He just happens to have bought a house that's on the one hill in the area.
Wow. Oh, good man. Hey, Bob. How you doing, matey boy? Good to see you.
Hey.
Julian. I think that's pretty good. I think you're winning in that case, Julian. I think that's definitely a win. Hello, Phil. Good evening to you. Well, again, good evening, Julian. So kind of you to notice us. And good evening from the Netherlands. Excellent. Oh, yeah, just had a barbecue, Ben. Very nice too. Very nice too. It was touch and go whether we'd get a barbecue. Didn't decided not to. Darren, hi. How are you up to? Oh, hello.
It's
David.
Yeah, it's David. His daughter set up his YouTube account for him. So he has to write David at the beginning so people know it's a bloke.
Fair enough. I mean, it could be anything, but yeah, good for you, mate.
Yeah.
Good to see you, David. Yes, I did edit it down to 1 minute. I was thinking of doing it in 2 videos because it's about 50 minutes, the video. And I thought I could split that into 2. But then I thought But then I've got to go and record the intro and outro that I've done again. In fact, I've got to do 2 of them. Could I be bothered, or do I just want to get this thing done? And that's something. No, I'll put it up. I could split it up anyway at some point later, but yeah, we'll see. But I think it's enjoyable. Anyway. Yeah. Hi, David. See you.
David. There we go.
Yeah, Aubrey. Good morning. From the Americas, presumably, or very, very, very early in the morning over in Australia. Anyone know when the vintage classic Jaguar is due? No, I had a feeling it was in the later in the year, sort of September, October-ish, was my feeling from my memory of these things. Not that they actually tell me, but I think that was the feel I got, was it's a later in the year thing rather than earlier in the year, because the Warhammer 48 has come out.
Yeah.
Hi, Marcus. How are you doing? Actually, I'll probably I might do that one, because then I'll have a Jaguar, and I've got the Golf Buccaneer, and I've got a Golf Tornado, the Edward Golf Tornado, all in 177, so I can do all of the 3 loud things.
Yeah.
Which will look really quite cool, actually.
That was from before, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yay, hi Joe, how's things? Wow, mowed the lawn. Dearie me. We don't have to mow the lawn. Our lawn is plastic. Hey Paul, how you doing, matey boy? Good to see you. Hey Mark, you're right, fella. Good to see you. Good to see you. Glad you got here. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, it's 96, 92, in the 90s now. So yeah, hit the thumbs up button. Let YouTube know you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Hopefully you are. Yeah, I know, Kev. It is confusing sometimes, and I do spend a very unproductive half hour most mornings thinking, oh, what shall I do today? Where should I start today? It's always like getting started. That was the problem with the Jaguar, because I had that break because of messing up the undercarriage. It was trying to get back into it was actually quite troubling, quite difficult.
See, I don't have too much of a problem because I've got set days that I have to work on stuff. So what I do is I try and make sure after the stream, for the rest of the day, I spend that day catching up to where I need to be on it.
Right.
Ready for the next week.
Right.
So that way then I'm not having to do them on random days and stuff, trying to figure out which to catch up with.
Yeah. That's sensible. Very sensible. Oh, Julian, that's very kind of you to offer, mate. I think we're a little... Well, it's a Depths Tech Webcam DW49 Pro, and I found the button. Old school, paper, printed paper. Anyone else remember this stuff? One of the stops on the way on the river thing we're doing. There's the Gutenberg Museum, where they go through the history of type, and they've got a couple of Gutenberg Bibles, obviously, and things like that. And you think, do you know what? There's going to be kids in like sort of 50 years' time. There's going to be kids saying, "What's print?
Yeah.
What? You make marks on paper? What's paper? What's that then? You know?
Yeah.
It's
like, my handwriting is not great, but it's the state of handwriting and kids now and spelling and things.
Oh.
God, I sound like such an old man. I'm only 37.
No, I still like to write properly now. Maria bought me a lovely pen for my 50th birthday, and I still use that. And anytime I have to sign a document of any description, out comes the proper pen.
Yeah. I've got one in my camera bag that Kay actually made me on a lathe.
Oh, nice. Nice.
It's a lovely pen. Bruce says, evening all.
Hi, Bruce. How you doing, big man? Hey, Nick Johnson. How are you, my friend? Hope you're doing very well.
Give you an idea of how far back we are. This is at 7 minutes past 8.
Oh, my goodness. 18 minutes. Oh, 14 minutes ago. What's the beer of tonight? The beer of tonight is Hobgoblin's Session IPA. Because I've not been drinking alcohol for quite a while, I thought sort of ease myself in gently before we go on holiday, and I go absolutely, we've actually booked a couple of wine tastings today. Oh, Nuki Brown.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Once we caught up the comments, I'll crack it open.
Yeah. Get move on then. Move on.
Yeah.
Philip. Hello.
Next one.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey Ben, how you doing? No, sadly I didn't. I was planning to go, and in fact the guys at the club said, "Are you going to come down?" But then Maria reminded me we were actually going out. We went to see Chris McCausland, his stand-up show in Harrow, which was very, very, very funny, I have to say. Really funny. Steve, how are you? Good to see you, mate. Yeah. Oh, experience points, the busiest chatters. Experience points.
You just know that Julian's going to be keeping a record of who was first for each live stream now, don't you?
Yeah. You just know there's going to be a PowerPoint, don't you?
Yeah.
Hi, Chris. How are you doing? Good to see you along. Yes, but I actually trimmed my beard today as well. I actually trimmed it right the 5 mil cut tonight.
Oh.
Well, not special enough. I need to be an M&S. Don't know. Not just a channel. It's an M&S channel. I know you get into trouble for saying stuff like that, don't you? Trademarking and copywriting and stuff. Oh, 3 XP. How about that? Well done, Bob. Oh, it's your first. See, I do try and put all my lovely people. I do try and keep a track of people's names, and if I see someone I haven't seen before, I take a punt. And so, welcome along, Bernard. That's really good to know, man. Hope you enjoy yourself.
I thought I said drivel.
Duvel, yeah, the Belgian sort of. I think it's like a Trappist beer sort of thing. Duvel, quite light in cup, but yeah. So I think Duvel's 6.66 is probably quite lightweight for Duvel. Hello, Chris. How you doing, mate?
I've got a feeling it will.
Yeah.
I can read the comments, the clues.
May well do.
So look.
Well, there you go. You see, you don't have to. My knowledge of kits, trust me, I get to see all the clues and I guess things, and I think I can almost hear Nick laughing about a minute after I hit the send button when he's obviously received it. I can hear him laughing. He's in bloody Leeds. Yeah, I can hear him laughing all that way away at my guesses.
In his fishnets and his fireman's boots.
Well, yes, indeed. Well, it takes his mind off of it, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. The tutu gets in the way of the desk light.
Yeah.
He's going to turn up to Telford like that, isn't
he? He is, yeah.
With his big red Gary's for here, Gary stuff t-shirt on.
Yep. Hi, Jacob. How you doing? Well, if Lady Izzard is there again, they'll get on famously, won't they?
It'd be interesting to meet her.
Yeah. Hi, David. Oh, your cousin was a sensible lad as well. Jeez, 20 years, though. What the hell? Good man. Good man. How old you are. Good lad. Tonight could possibly be easy. Well, yeah. It can be. It might be. It could, but then I've seen other bits, other clues, and think, no, I don't know. I don't know now. I don't know. After the first box clue, I instantly thought, I know what this is. And then after that, I started doubting myself severely. Ian, how are you? Good to see you along, matey boy. Hope you're well too. Sarah. Oh my goodness me. Okay, well, best of luck. Keep out the way. Jesus, 22 kilos. Oh my God.
That's
Thank you for
almost
that. Yes, I have been told that as well. There are tablets apparently. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Well, if I go to Korea, I will definitely be on the track of that, mate. I like to speak something of wherever I go, and I had to go to Korea for a conference, and all I could look on the flight over, they had like language lessons you could listen to on the flight, and Gamsa Hamnada is the only thing I could remember after like 11 hours from Frankfurt to Seoul. So I thought, am I going to learn much more than that? You know, so hey ho. Oh, what? Did she get in the way of the dog? She needs to go to bed now. Lie down. After chasing a 22 kilo terrier Ratchy.
Can you imagine if it starts running around and you just go, lie down, and the kid goes,
yeah. 22 kilos. Oh, I've still got it, mate. I still it's one of those things that's in the packaging that I haven't got round to getting on, but I still do have it. I've filmed some of it. And what do I need to do with it? Oh, I know what the problem was. I had a bit of a nightmare with the metallic finish, but now I've got into the AK Extreme Metal stuff. I just need to finish cleaning off the old stuff, which was the Vallejo metal stuff. The really, really thin spray-on metal color. That's right, metal color. Let's take that one off, and then put the do the base again with the glossy, and then use the AK Extreme Metal to make it a really, really shiny metal. I'm absolutely in love with that product now. Really beginning now to find bits of products. I think, yeah, that's me. I'm happy now. Grey primer, right? But I've tried every grey primer I could think of. I've just got the one ultimate one. This appropriately named from Ultimate Modeling Products. That is so good. That is like
I've not tried it yet because I've got the Vallejo one.
Yeah.
Use that.
I can't get one with the Vallejo. I used to use the one shot, the ammo, which is good, but I just needed to water it down, and I wasn't quite getting there. But this Ultimate Primer is just absolutely brilliant. Straight out the bottle, in the airbrush, goes on like a dream. Really nice. So I'm getting there. It's only taken me all this time to find some products I actually like using. Okay. Dutch Dave, how are you, matey? Good to see you along as well. And Mark, good evening to you, my friend.
Let's have a look.
Oh, the Airfix Bentley, the 112th. Is it 112th? Is it the big Bentley, the big blower kit? I think it's 112th or something like that. Oh, that's that. Yeah, I'm not sure about. I'd take that on, mate. But yeah, why not? Tell you what, have a look on YouTube. There might be some videos about it.
Yeah,
that will help you out.
After the stream, though. After the stream.
After the stream. Yeah. You're 60 in 4 weeks. Oh, Ben, amazing. Well, look, I'll tell you what, Ben. We come back on 23rd of next month. So shortly after that, I'll get in touch and we'll meet up and we'll go to Brooklyn so we can celebrate your 60th. How about that?
Nice.
I think that's a good idea. Martin, good to see you here. Don't worry about being late. As long as you're here, that's all that matters.
Funny you should say that, because you know when Kay goes for a treatment,
Yeah.
she has to do a memory test, and one of the tests is you have to draw a clock with all the numbers on, and then draw the time, a certain time on it that they give you. And I said to the doctor, I said, "What's going to happen in a few years because kids don't use watches and that now?" He said, "We're already having that problem." He said, "If we give kids now this test, they don't know how to do it. They draw a digital clock."
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Where am I going, James? I'm going to. Maria's coming with me, which is even nicer. We are going. We're flying to Cologne in Germany, and then getting on a boat, and then it takes us down the Rhine, then across to the Main, and then across the Danube. We're going to end up in Budapest. So we've got 3 nights in Cologne, and then 2 weeks on the boat, and then I think 3 nights in Budapest before we come home. I'll be doing lots of videos about it. I'll tell you all about that later. Actually, I've been chatting with my stepson, and we've got some ideas about creating a second channel. So keeping Gary's stuff for model making, and then doing some other stuff on another channel. But I will need all of your help just to sub to it and to watch some stuff, just to push it into monetization before the good stuff comes in, because I would hate to get a really nice video that does really, really well and I don't make any money out of it. So my new channel isn't monetized. But I'll chat more about that maybe on Monday Matters next week. We can go through that. Oh yeah, yes. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Jacob. I mean, my granddaughters, who are 21 and 17, they would not believe, A, that television used to be only in black and white, and B, you actually had to get up and turn it over, and there were 3 channels. In fact, earlier on, there were only 2 channels, but then there were 3 channels. They just would not believe it. They just would not. They just go, oh, now you're being silly, Granddad. No. If you're not going to take this seriously, we're not going to ask you questions again.
Well, we sat on the sofa before, me, Morgan, and Kay, and Morgan said, "Oh, I want." He was playing with his food, and he picked up a chicken nugget and put it up on. And I went, "I want that one. No, that one." And he's like, "What are you on about?" So I explained to him, "It's like, oh my god, can't believe they showed that on telly."
Oh no. Yeah, we're not allowed to show that now again, are they? Won't be showing back episodes of that.
No.
Somali beer. Oh my goodness me. Sorry.
Isn't Whitechapel where Jack the Ripper was?
Indeed, yes. Indeed it was.
Cool. We are 38 minutes in.
Oh my god.
It's time to start the quiz, I think.
I think we're going to have to start and then catch up on the chat as we go along.
Yeah.
All right.
Scroll to the bottom of the chat.
So it's Nick's Conundrum time. Now, here's the box. But you'll notice in here is actually drawn these rectangles on, which are the actual size of the box inside the packing. When I picked it, when the postie delivered it, I picked it up and thought, "Oh, look, Nick, you've done the empty box once, mate. Don't try and copy a classic." And but there is something in here, but the actual box is a lot smaller. It is. I actually measured it for you. 17 by 10 by 5 centimeters, which in old money is 6.5 by 4 by 2 inches, roughly. Okay, but it's in here.
That could be a ruse.
It could be. It could be. Oh, we like a good ruse.
Yeah.
So the first clue is, in 1803, I was a mercenary. There you go. In 1803, I was a mercenary. So remember, what you got to do is send in a comment, put guess at the front, please, so that we know you're making guess. We want to know what it is, what scale it is, and what company made it. Okay, so off you go. Send us in your thoughts, however crazy, however clever, and the very best of luck. Remember, if you're the first one to make a comment with all three things correct, what it is, who made it, and what scale it is, then you can get your own mystery box from Nick. So do your best. Oh, hello. Oh, right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, hang on. What's going on? There we go.
Oh, now, first of all, Crazy Locha, mate, get in touch. I have been worried sick about you, mate. Heard you, haven't seen you anywhere. Haven't heard from you from anywhere. Please, just drop me a line just to let me know how you are. So a few things. The monitor is on its way, and I'll be sending that over soon. Got something else for you, and thank you so very, very much. That's insanely kind of you, mate. Really, really good of you. For those of you who are now channel members for the next month, you'll be getting a weekly video from me, just letting you know what's going on the channel, what my plans are, throwing ideas around and things like that. So it's more like a closer look at what we get up to on the channel and what we're planning to get up to on the channel, so you kind of get a bit more involved in it. That's the idea. But Locha, thanks, dude. That is really kind of you, mate. That's very, very generous. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you're okay. I'm so glad you're okay. I'm seriously. Normally I see him on all sorts of different streams and chats and stuff. I haven't seen him at all for anything. Emails and comments. Oh, I know you've probably been insanely busy driving. So anyway, I'm glad you're safe. I hope you're doing well. Let me know how you're doing, mate. And thank you again. Really, really generous. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Cool. That's great. Yeah. No problem. Grace's Getter, it's a soldier. Well, that's I'm kind of up on that. 1803. Yeah. Very interesting time to me. I like that whole era of military history.
That's what I was going to say. If you're on holiday after next week for 3 weeks, are they just going to have a video of you just sat in a straw hat going, "Hi, update, I'm on holiday still, bye"?
Well, that's what I do from Albania. So, yeah, I will do my best to get the supporter special out. I won't be doing Monday Matters. I won't be doing live streams, but I'll try and get a supporter special out. It may only be like 10 or 15 minutes, but because I don't know what the Wi-Fi is going to be like on this boat, to be honest with you. But I will do my very, very best to get something out, even just to say, yeah, everything's cool. By the way, I had this idea. Let me know. Give you time to think it over. Let me know what you think, that sort of thing.
But what we can do is put the 3 videos after each other, and we can see how tanned you get.
Well, this isn't a holiday to get tanned on, really, is it? Going down the Rhine.
In the summer, it is.
Get red, more red nosed, perhaps is more like it. So we did book into 2 wine tastings, extra wine tastings today. So, and it is all inclusive. So you never know. Oh, a mini art 1/16th trumpeter from the 2nd Westphalian Cuirassier Regiment of 1809. Ew, nice one. Oh, cool. Okay, mate. It'll be great to catch up. Great to catch up. 1/32nd French Cuirassier by MB. Oh, another one. Mini art 1/16th trumpeter from the 2nd Westphalian Cuirassier Regiment of 1809. 54mm Scots Grey figure from Mr. Skippins. How are you doing, James, old man? Hope you're okay. Steve, Wellington B3.
I've just heard my wife shouting. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Mark comes with the 1/8 scale FX Napoleon. Yeah. I remember that. I saw the model for that, the tooling for that at FX a little while ago. They had Napoleon and Queen Victoria next to each other.
She's shouting, asking where all the meringue pie had gone.
Who ate all the pie? Who ate all the pie?
I said, it's in the fridge. And she looked at it and went, honestly, I put the rest of it in the fridge.
But yes, have you changed your name by deed poll to Mr. Fridge, by the way? William Perry for the Chicago Bears, the great Bears team in '85, was known as the Fridge. Just I thought I'd throw that out.
There we go.
Jim in Chicago know who I'm talking about.
Focus, Gary. Focus.
I've done the focus. Napoleon, no. 1/72 Red Dot Hessian Camouflage Sherman Mark I. Ben. Revealed Swiss Guard 1/16 kit. Okay, 2801. Yeah, the Swiss were commonly mercenaries. Berlin French Grenadier of the Line Infantry Demi Brigade, 1793 to 1803.
That's why the Swiss Guards were put in charge of the Pope, weren't they? Security for the Pope.
Yeah, I mean, the country was neutral, but their army was really, really good, so they just hired them out, basically. Giuseppe Garibaldi, Delphis Models. Oh, I see, Brian. That's a ship. 1/700 for them. What? No, it's a ship.
It's a little tiny itty bitty person.
Yeah.
The size of a
pinhead. 1/16 mini art samurai figure. Oh yeah, samurai were mercenaries. Very good. Yeah, I like that. Like your thinking. Jack, Hawk Miniatures 75mm Captain William Barclay. The Kronos Miniatures 54mm French Grenadier. Okay. French Grenadier of the Line, again from Stuart, Kronos Miniatures. Okay. William Barclay, again, 75mm from Hawk Miniatures. ICM 1/16 Vatican Swiss Guard.
That'd be a cool one to paint.
Oh, yeah. Standard bearer and musician, Maratha Arab mercenaries and Maratha Empire, Wellington in India, back in Versailles. 1803, John Jenkins Designs.
Nice.
Very nice. Armies in Plastic, Napoleonic Wars, 1809, 3rd Swiss Regiment, Infantry Voltigeur in 1/32 scale. A light infantryman. 120mm King's German Legion. Oh, I like the KGL. They were my favourite when I used to do wargaming. Brilliant boys. Yeah, they were billeted on the Isle of Wight because it was illegal to billet foreign troops on British soil on the mainland. So the KGL, because the king was German, and the emigres from when Napoleon invaded came over to fight for him, and they were billeted in the Isle of Wight because they weren't allowed on the mainland. And they were incredibly good troops. That's what we said. Jim, how you doing, matey? US Marines First Lieutenant O'Bannon to Il Volto del Comando, 54mm. First Lieutenant O'Bannon. That rings a bell. Guest Breakfast German Tankers World War II, 2 figures from Fellenden Productions, 1/35. Mini art French Empire Guard Grenadier. Okay. Oh, very nice. Good to see you here, Steve. Thanks for joining in, mate.
Hmm.
Have a think about the clues and make a guess. Join in the fun.
Yeah.
Battle of Versailles, 1803 figure set, 75mm from Hawk Miniatures from TIFF. Swiss Army is the only one to return from invasion of Italy with more men than they went with. Yeah. Yes, that's kind of not a surprise. They treated their men very well as well. Matchbox 172nd Vickers Wellesley, Arthur Wellesley, Duke of Wellington. Yeah. Malifaux's 132nd scale Bonaparte from Mark. To cover all bases, 172nd Vickers Wellesley by Vallum. You see, remember the size of the actual contents box here. It's only 17 by 10 centimetres. So it's not a large thing. Oh, Mark, greetings from sunny Benidorm. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Hope things are well. Stuart Grath, French Grenadier of the Infantry, Down Brigade, 93 to 03, Kronos miniatures and 54mm. Ranishev, a left field answers, Airfix 132nd, Colebrookdale Trevithick steam locomotive. Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Oh, yes. I do like steam engines.
Yes. 132nd Revealed Donald Trump from Mark.
That upset Marley.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Question: if it was a military 1803, what was he at 4 minutes past 6? Very good. Very good. Alexandros Mozos, Sergeant of the 1st Regiment of Grenadiers à Pied de la Garde, Impérial, 75mm.
Are we ready for the next clue?
I think we are. This is where it gets like strange. Okay, so in 1803 as a mercenary, the next clue, Kandahar, Afghanistan. Yeah, now we're worried. Now we're
Not all sat going.
Yeah. Put that into scale, mates, and see how far you go. Because I didn't get anywhere. Hele Le Couronne battleship in 1/600th scale. That'd be interesting.
Be a small battleship.
Steaming into Kandahar, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's sort of man. Paul Revere Raiders coach by NPC in 1/25th scale.
The heads have all melted now because there's no more.
Yeah, absolutely. They've all gone back. Oh my god. They've given up on scale notes and now going through Google.
Yeah.
So in 1803 as a mercenary and then Kandahar, Afghanistan.
Still no more comments.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm thinking of splitting creating a secondary channel.
Yeah.
To put everything in that's not model related, and because also it stops people coming to their looking for, say, a travel thing that they've looked and then want to see a more travel thing, and then they see how to build a Jaguar. So what is this? That's not what I want.
Well, look at when you did that bit of a boo-boo of a video that got people wound up. The minute you went off modelling, that's it. People were threatening to leave and all sorts.
Yeah. Which is bizarre, seeing as I didn't start out as a model maker. I started as a bloody gardener.
Well, this is the thing. The channel's called Gary's Stuff. It's like mine's bearded veteran trades, not bearded veteran modelling.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, it just makes a bit more sense to just sort of split the branding up a bit. Oh, Jim Alter got to be British or Russian, as they were both competing for Afghanistan at the time. Yeah, I remember that back in the days, probably before you were born, Mikey, when Not the 9 o'clock news was on, they did a calendar for a year, what happened on each date, a comedic calendar, and one of them was like this day in 18 whatever it was, the Second Battle of Kabul. And underneath it says, famous for being the last time the British infantry stood in long, thin red lines saying, "Come on, Johnny Afghan, let's see what you're made of." Yeah, there we go. Ottoman Yay Civic by El Greco Miniatures, 1/16. Ooh, we are getting quite exotic there, Mr. Skiffins. Thank you very much, Jim. I did enjoy it. The build videos tomorrow. It's going live tomorrow. But I was very, very happy with the result at the end. I do have to say. Fort Kandahar, Afghan Hill Fort, 1890s armies in plastic, 1/32 scale. I presume those are figures because the hill fort in 1/32 could be a bit big.
Yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia Cavalry, World War I from Streletsar in 1/72 scale.
Saying that, a hill fort in Afghan, it'd have been like a mud hut with a wall around it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Mud
True.
building.
Yeah. Could be. Lawrence of Arabia Cavalry, yes, Australian from Streletsar. Yes, it did. Just started out as an ordinary bloke, and it turned into an ordinary bloke does models, and then with a discussion with the aforementioned stepson, he says you need to shorten it and include your name. So I thought, well, I'm just an ordinary bloke does stuff originally, so I just thought, well, I'm going to call it Gary's stuff, and that's kind of stuck, really. Yeah, thank you very much, Ben. And as I say, when I get back, I've got your card here. I'll drop you a note, and we'll catch up and go down to Brooklands. I can do a video about it. Kandahar, Fort Kandahar. I was impressed at 1/32 scale. You that Ravel made a North Sea trawler called Kandahar. I didn't know that. I absolutely did not know that. I'm not entirely sure Ravel knew that. Scale 75, 1/24 scale, Dr. Watson. Okay, yes, because he was the original one was a doctor in the army in Afghanistan. The first Afghan war. Well, no, actually, the second Afghan war. Then FX 1/32 Gurkha troops. Good boys. Johnny Gurkhali, great lad. Bill, completely flummoxed. Well, yeah. Join us, all of us, mate. Absolutely flummoxed. Ottoman Yaya, was that 14th century? That was. Oh, I see. 14th century. Ravel, 1/72 Warrior MCV. Martin. What do I do with my finished models? Some of them I keep. I try and take them to my local club to show them around. Eventually, quite a lot of them get recycled, I have to say, because I just don't have the storage. I was chatting with a guy at the club who actually sells a lot of his models, so I was more concerned mostly with the postage of how to get them there safely. But he was chatting about that. So it might be later in the year I might start selling them, put them on auction sites or wherever. Just because I just do not have this. I've got some that I've kept because I want to keep them because I really like them or I'm really proud of them or whatever. Or I've got some other value to them. But the vast majority, I'd say most of them end up in the recycling because luckily here they do class 6 recycling, which is polystyrene. Hi, Fredbear, how are you? Alexander the Great from Pegaso Models, 75mm. A 1/12 Bengal Lancer. Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it? That'd be fun to pay. Italy 1/72 Napoleon British Light Cavalry, 1815. P-40E Warhawk from Hasegawa. In 1/72. I can learn how to speak these Japanese names properly. Some people say it's Hasegawa and some people say Hasegawa. I'd like to get it right. I'd like to try and get it right. Gary, okay. No, good. Good. Oh, behind the scenes K-pop filming. Yeah, that would be a little bit different, wouldn't it? To aviation. K-pop filming. Clexus says Bengal answer, 1976. Unbuilt, very good condition. ICM 135th Gurkha rifles in 1944 from Ian. Alexander the Great, Pegaso, 90mm from David. 130 Florence Nightingale by Airfix. Yeah. No worries, James. Really good of you to drop by, mate. We'll catch up very, very soon. Fort Kandahar, Afghan Hill Fort, 1890s, armies in plastic, 132nd scale. From Brian. Sif comes in with Fort Kandahar plastic figs in plastic, 132nd scale. Andrea Miniatures, 132nd sharp. Oh, very good. That would be cool.
We're caught up for the time being.
Excellent.
Beer o'clock. Been looking forward to this beer for 2 weeks.
Oh, another feeling. Another feeling.
I was going to have one last night and I was like, got to 12 o'clock. So like, oh shit, it's too late now.
Yeah. There is just the right time. There's just the perfect time during the day when you think there is definitely a beer o'clock.
Yeah. Because
it's too late and you think, nah.
Yeah.
I was watching, was it Saturday Kitchen on Saturday, oddly, and they did a thing about whiskies and they had Penderyn in there because they had whiskies from the Home Nations.
Yeah.
And they had Penderyn whiskey on there, some special
gold.
Yeah, I think might have been some strange casks they were putting it into or something. It looks amazing.
That's lovely. Nice. I've got a bottle in the kitchen.
Oh dear.
It's very nice. They're one of their distilleries is in Llandudno.
Right.
So it's not far from us. About 45-minute drive.
Wow. Oh, Curtis Hawk, 81, 82 from AML in 1/72 scale. Okay, Julian. Stato comes in, helps us out again. It's pronounced Hisagawa, but I think actual Japanese person is better. But yes, if I find any to ask.
Speaking of which.
Oh, there you go. Oh, excellent. Thank you so much, Chef. Hasengawa. Okay, thank you, Tiff. Brilliant. Mr. Craft are doing you Operation Herrick Harrier. It's going to be exactly the same Harrier as we put in every other box, with a different box art, a different decal sheet, but it's still going to be a GR1. Yeah. I don't care what. I bet you. I will lay money, but if I do that, but yeah, my strong feeling is if they can't even get a Sea Harrier right, they've got any hope of getting a GR7 or GR9 instead of a GR1.
I'm still working. It's still got my 124th GR1 to do.
Ooh.
I've done the cockpit and I've done the air intake, so I just need to do the outside because I've done the engine as well.
Yeah. Fuselage, wings, wheels. Yeah. Not a lot. Yeah. Potentially, it's always beer or cocktail. Yes, I suppose, Simon, it is. Always eat when you can. Always get a beer when you can. Yeah. Right, Gary says Hasegawa. Mazda is Mazda. Honda. Buda. Oh my goodness. Maybe I can ask some of the boys when I go and see the sumo later in the year. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Be a different question to ask one of them. You know,
yeah.
Not about their training or their diet or what the journey is like. Hey, by the way, big fella, Mr. Wakataka Kage-san, can you tell me how to pronounce that, please, mate? Thanks, pal.
It's pronounced slap.
Yeah. Yeah. Perry Minture's Afghan tribesmen, 1800 to 1900. Yeah. Oh, Penderyn Black Gold.
Yes. Especially nice if you have it with a whiskey stone instead of ice.
Of course.
I don't use ice.
No. How about that? See, there's all sorts of collections across the universe, my friend. But I've got Jack Daniels whiskey truck. Oh, dearie me.
That's a bourbon. It's not a proper whiskey.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Merlin. Oh, interesting. Paul, of course I wouldn't throw anything at you, Paul. Don't be daft. I know you don't mean it, mate.
Should we go on with the next clue?
I think we had better. So the next clue is we've got in 1803 as a mercenary, Kandahar, Afghanistan, and I was expanded to 3-corps. Not corpse, as Dale Luckhurst famously said in the Airfix range launch this year. That of course, we've all let him forget about. That and calling to Army Cooperation Squadron number 11 Squadron. Jason and the Argonauts and Monsters in Motion, 1803 statue made. Okay. Andy, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Don't worry about it. You're here. Yeah, halfway through. Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Catch up on the clues. Have some thoughts. Gather yourself. Have some thoughts. Come in. Oh, dear. So they could be a boy band. He looked at them and said wrong direction. Do you know, actually, James Martin was quite funny, but Matt Tebbett, who is on there now, is just absolutely hilarious. He's really, really funny. He obviously really loves his job. Merlin cream liqueur is great. Coffee livener for Christmas. Yeah, that always used to be a thing when I was doing a lot of travelling. You get them on early flight. You don't, then so can I get you anything? You don't really want to say, yeah, I fancy a, I don't know, Manhattan or something, because it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. So I always used to have coffee with a shot of Baileys in it as a warmer for the morning. So, and that's a great Christmas morning. You're right. We tried to do that. This year we'll be able to. But first, wrong direction was the parts on the Minicraft Harriet. Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds like a Marley to me.
I was going to say, yeah. Pity he's not here to take that one, isn't it? Sit the wrong way around. Well, now, this is the thing, Julian. I don't know whether there is expanded to 3 separate core or number 3 core. I have no idea. I have no idea. David, Merlin, Nyson and Baileys. Okay. I might try and see if I can grab hold of some. Must get it by online. I
don't think I've tried Baileys since I was about 15.
Yeah. I like it. It's good.
Sheridan's my mum used to drink as well.
Oh, is that the one that comes in 2 things? You pour it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Armies in Plastic Northwest Frontier Royal Berkshire Regiment shirt sleeve order in 1/32 scale.
I was watching a documentary about Colchester the other week.
Oh, yes.
Right. And there's one where it's a documentary about him in the 80s and 90s. I think it's about 90s. And then a documentary about him in 2014.
Yeah.
Right? In the 90s one, they all look, you know how we used to always have to have our shirt sleeves immaculately folded and pressed and properly. Everyone looked the same. The 2014 one, there's one instructor who had his sleeves pretty much up to his armpit, and you could tell they'd been cut and then just stitched flat onto his shirt because he had massive biceps, so obviously he couldn't possibly put his sleeves down to his
Yeah,
elbow.
yeah.
And then there's another instructor who had his sleeves halfway down the bloody arms and all sorts. One of them didn't even have the bottom of the trousers tied properly. It was just loose like normal trousers. I was like, that's Colchester. Colchester, they're supposed to be immaculate.
Well, I remember the show in the 80s, you're right. And it was very much, you do not want to end up here.
Yeah.
Because everything was, you double everywhere. You do not walk anywhere. You double. You are immaculate. You're inspected every day. And lots of those sub majors with the peaks like that.
Yeah.
You know, and they screaming and it was like you kind of thinking, well, it's like prison, but a lot worse.
Yeah.
And I watched the one recently and thinking, do you know what? It doesn't actually look that much of an incentive to behave.
No.
If you see me, I'm sure it's not a lovely place to be, but it doesn't exactly scare the crap out of me. Whereas the show I saw in the 80s scared the it was like, whoa, you would definitely not want to be there.
I mean, how are you supposed to train a soldier to behave in a soldier-like manner and, have a military bearing and stuff?
Yeah.
If you can't even get your instructors to have their uniforms the same way.
Yeah.
Jeez. But anyway, on with the show.
The world's not like it used to be, mate. You know, you used to have 10 companies of guardsmen on trooping the colour. We used to, it used to be, everything used to be better.
Yeah.
Getting old.
They even collapsed to attention.
You've not got an excuse. I am getting old. You ain't got that excuse, mate. Andy, FX 132nd scale Gurkhas. 116th Queen's Guard Grenadier. ICM. 116th General Pattern of the United States Resin Figures Model Kits. That'd be actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Statue patterns.
You could do him peeing into the river or something, couldn't you?
Yeah. I will return.
Yes. Yeah. Things have changed a lot. The whole point of Collie was you were terrified to go in there, so you behaved yourself.
Yeah.
Now it's because they had Her Majesty's Prisons inspector at prisons, didn't they? Went in and they said they were concerned about the inhumane treatment because they were treating people inhumanely. And they're like, it's the military.
Yeah.
Because they were forcing them to march everywhere and things like
that. We're training them to get shot at.
Yes.
Rules are going to be slightly different, aren't they? Really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway. But I guess back in the day, they probably did come back as better soldiers because they got that sense of discipline and direction back, I guess. Yeah. But it was a tough love way of doing it.
Yeah, it was.
Certainly from that documentary.
Yeah.
Douglas MacArthur, I will return to Korea.
Yeah.
Oh yes, well that could well be down the line. I think he may well have put in an order to Kyoto to get the cucumber and aubergine combo and just keep it quiet for a year or two until we've all forgotten it. 1-to-1 model of a cucumber. What a strange thing. I mean, the company does plastic models of sushi.
Yeah.
So they're it's like 100 parts. And then part number one, there's like 100 of them, and they're grains of rice. You cut them off and glue them together. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
But maybe it's like for restaurants to put in displays in the windows or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
and it's probably something quite sensible. Yeah. But it was just quite bizarre. Looking down the new scale mates, what's new this week? A cucumber in 1-to-1. Very strange. Red box Napoleonic Russian light infantry, the Jaegers of 1803 to 1807, 1/72 scale.
That wouldn't surprise me because you have said a few times lately that you want to do some more little
Napoleonics, yeah. The Jaegers, the 1803 to 08, I think the 1803 to 07 pattern had top hats, essentially. They didn't have the infantry shakos. They essentially had top hats.
Huh.
Very strange. Well, but they got imprisoned, and if they had a civilian sentence, they could then get sent to civilian prison and discharged. Or they were RTU'd and came back better people for it, hopefully.
Surprised I didn't end up in college, to be honest. I got
sashimi tastes better than the real thing. I love sashimi. I like all of that Japanese stuff. Really do.
Yeah, I got Agai 7 times in one tour. But that's only because I refused to carry out an order that I knew was illegal. So every time I refused, he put me on another Agai.
Right.
I was like, I really don't care. Keep going, mate.
Yeah, that order's illegal, so
yeah,
what are you going to do?
Exactly.
Yeah. There you go. It has plastic display food in shots, so maybe that's what it's for. It does look odd as a model making genre. Japanese food, where you have to actually assemble the individual bits of rice into a beautifully rectangular thing, and the prawn on top or whatever. So it may well be a display thing. I would hope so, wouldn't it? Ethics, British Forces Infantry Patrol Operation Herrick in Afghanistan, 1/48 scale.
Stuart ended up in Colin.
Oof.
You poor man.
French Dragoon on the horse, depending on what it was, 1/16 scale. Okay, that would be nice. French Dragoons, very smart, very smart. North Korea has this. Oh, yeah. I think sadly that's all they have. I suspect.
Well, enough, going back to that, my number started in 252.
Oh dear. That's probably why you're late tonight, Andy. Okay, well, Pandaren Faraday is great, but you can buy in duty-free shops. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, I wonder if they do it as a duty-free shop I will be visiting soon.
Christmas is coming up in a few months, right?
Yeah. No, I can't have whiskey in the house. It's a real. It's terrible. If I start drinking whiskey in the house, that's it. It goes. It's not a good thing to do.
No.
Hobby Boss Challenge 2, 1/48. Yeah, I 1/48. Let's go Challenge 2 in that. Yeah, I suppose 48 possible. Yeah, possible.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, my number should have ended up in 47. There you go. 252 is the type of charge you're done under in the army.
There you go. Oh, Mark, out in the town. Good man. Enjoy yourself, dude. Have a great time. Wonderful lady here called Vicky, who could probably get anything through airport security. Can't think how. Probably packs it into her valise.
Her prison pocket. We're not getting any more guesses for you. Do you want to go to the next one?
Yeah, because Nick hasn't said anything. So
He's been
yeah,
very quiet tonight, hasn't he?
he has. He has. At partition, I was incorporated into a certain army. So in 1803, I was a mercenary. Kandahar, Afghanistan, I was expanded to 3 corps, and at partition, I was incorporated into a certain army.
I think he's going to win this one tonight.
I think but unless someone has already guessed and he hasn't mentioned it, he must be at least even now.
Yeah.
That gives a geographical clue. It does indeed, Andy. I would point out, and I mean this with all the love in the world, because you're a great guy and all that, but I think clue number 2, Kandahar, Afghanistan, was pretty geographical. But yeah, you're right. This to me, you see, this kind of reflected back on one of the earlier clues, and it all sort of that's when it all got together. The other clues didn't fit in. So there we go. Excuse me. 4252, AP252, it would have been, presumably. Charge sheet, we've got 5 days for not having a green card during attack eval.
Yeah. See, I got 47th, which is 2-year promotion ban. I said I don't care because I don't want to be promoted anyway.
Don't want to be in your army. Yeah.
Well, no. One of them was when I got arrested in Gibraltar, and me and these 2 full screws got lined up, and this captain was saying, you should be bloody ashamed of yourself and all this. And he said, I'm putting you on Ag 47. How'd you like that? And I stood there, and he went, don't you want to get promoted, Craftsman? I went, no, sir. And he went, what? And I went, I don't. I quite like being a craftsman and not being responsible for idiots like me. Yeah. They didn't even say that when I was in.
Probably not allowed to say stuff like that anymore. Tiff, no worries, my dear. Take very good care, and we'll catch up very soon. Yeah, thanks for coming along.
I'm sure I saw a report on BFBS the other day that they're not even allowed to swear at recruits anymore.
Oh no, it's too aggressive. It's bullying.
Yeah, it's stupid. I always remember on basic training we had a captain, and when we were on the ranges, he'd walk along, and if he saw us with a pouch open, he'd shout, "Pouchy means ouchie," and then boot us in the ribs as hard as he could.
Yeah,
we soon learned to fasten our pouches.
Yeah, but he'd be on a charge now. He'd be kicked out for that now.
Yeah.
That's cool. Nice to know. Could be shifting something through your stash that way. You never know.
Yeah. I bet you got a guide a few times, Gary.
No.
You rebel.
Armist in Plastic, Boxer Rebellion, China, 1900, Indian Army Cavalry, first Skinner's Horse. Interesting. Skinner's Horse. Yeah. Sikh Boxer Rebellion, 1900, Red Box.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the army's gone mad. Or the military has anyway.
Hey Matt, how you doing? Warming up your brain. Well, you got 40 minutes, mate. And Nick's not come back with anyone being hot or cold or anything else, or even right. So
yeah, and we're not even getting any guesses in now.
No, I know.
He's burnt their brains out.
Run out of scale, mates. And we've broken Google as well now. Oh my God.
Didn't tell you, did I? I signed up to one of those, you know, the free Open University short courses, like
Oh, right,
this sort
yeah.
of like 12-hour course thing. I signed up to one of them before. That should be fun.
Yeah,
How to teach history.
excellent.
So it teaches you about a bit about how to do the research and things like that.
Uh-huh.
That'd be fun.
Chat GPT.
Yeah, I won't be doing that.
Well, I'm not surprised. You want me to be a Batman for some reason. Oh, well, that's Crazy Loacher. Very nice.
Oh,
good man. Oh, Warlord Games 28 0 Gurkha section.
and
Look at that. We do have a winner. Nick, tell us more. Tell us who. And I will start the surgery on the box with my trusty scalpel. Yes, I said it trusty, not rusty.
yeah,
Wow.
but it was a short course, so that's not surprising really, because you need to learn the basics before you get onto all the creative stuff.
Yeah.
Royal Australian Air Force instructors, all very civil, hands in pockets, was instant push-ups. Most were ex-Vietnam vets, yeah.
Oh. Right, that's all.
Ooh.
Ooh, indeed. That's very much where I was going with that. Ooh.
Stuart says, "Where's the ceramic knife gone, Gary?"
Ah, it is around.
He's on a safety knife now.
Yeah. It was the one I was allowed to take to Derry with me when I was doing exhibitions. In fact, I bought it in Derry. Very nice. Well, I'm lucky, glad to say I'm. You know, I said, oh, that'd be an interesting model to make. That'd be really nice to paint that.
Yeah.
Bengal Lancer.
There we go.
Excellent. Oh, Nick, mate, that's brilliant. So, who was the first person to say 54mm Bengal Lancer from Airfix? Nick, you tell me, mate, and they are our winner tonight.
There you go.
Chris, excellent. Well, you know, actually, I've still got your email, Chris. So, in fact, I think Nick might have your email, but I definitely do. I'll drop him a line with it, and we can get something to you. Fantastic. Congratulations. Oh, yeah, you get a sheet of plastic to cut the all the horse furniture out, and all the tackle, whatever. All the stuff that ties the bits together on a horse, you know, reins and stuff like that. You have to cut it out of a sheet of styrene. But there we go. There we go. That's what it looks like. Ooh.
Nice.
That's going to be so much fun to paint the headdress on that. You could really go crazy. So, yeah. So in English anyway. Oh, it is up front there. Yes, Captain James Skinner, a mercenary, formed this famous Lancer regiment in 1803. Captain Skinner's corps of a regular horse. There we go. Hopefully, they became better known as Sikandar Saab's Yellow Boys. In 1814, the unit was expanded to 3 corps of 1,000 men each. Wow. And they fought indeed in Afghanistan in 1879 to 80. And then eventually they were incorporated into the Indian Army after partition in 1947. Well, how about that? And all the bits are in here. There we go. So that's going to be fascinating. Wow, I haven't built one of these things for 50 years, maybe. I know you were born, Mikey. Don't say it. Oh, then. No decor sheet, of course. Anyway, yeah. Are you a member of the FX Modelers Club? Well, there you go. Club page every week in Buster and Value Comics. Amazing.
Gary.
Yeah. Oh, Chris, thank you, dude. That is so good of you. Very, very generous.
You haven't got your pins on, have you?
Yeah, thank you, mate. That's really, really kind. I know Nick will not only send the mystery box that he'd be planning for you, but he'll also put in a few extra bits and pieces in your name as well. So that's very, very generous. Well, lots of very generous people tonight. It's been nice. A nice place.
Yeah.
Yeah, some lead sheet. Yeah, I was thinking like actually I've got some lying around of the stuff you get on proper wine bottles, that foil you get on there. That's good. I remember when the FX 48th Buccaneer came out, they had the seat harness for the ejection seat is on the decal sheet.
Yeah.
And Paramjit, who designed the thing, said what he does is he uses the foil from a wine bottle and puts the decal onto that and lets it set and then just cuts around it. So it's got like a foil thing that you can bend to the shape of the thing. It's cool. It's good. There we go. One after the box clue. Nick says, oh, it's not as good as we thought it was. We thought you were onto a winner today, mate. Just stringing us along as usual. Oh, yeah. Lives of a Bengal Lancer. Absolutely. Great film. Oh, Nick's 16. Chat 20. Nick. And you can drink the wine as well. Absolutely, yes. And the reason why I've opened another bottle of wine, my dear, is purely to get the foil off the top.
Oh, yes. Couldn't possibly just take the foil off, could you?
No. Gav will be very jealous. Yeah, Gav, he did a... Is it Carasio? No, Polish Lancer recently, the FX Polish Lancer. Oh, my goodness, he made such a good job of it. The man's brilliant. And he's a great figure painter, but his horses that he paints are stunning. Where he gets the colouring, the colour shades in the coat of the horse is incredible. Well worth looking at his channel. Very, very.
That tip you just said with the foil off the wine bottle, Marley wouldn't be able to do that because he drinks box wine.
Of course, yeah. Either that or it's going to be screw on, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can drink like it is. It is a win-win situation. Oh, there we go. Well done. Thanks very much, Nick, and very, very much thanks, Chris. That's really good of you, man. Really good of you.
Malcolm's not going to know what to do with himself.
No, isn't that? My pleasure.
Like, where am I supposed to put all this?
Thanks for joining us, Ian. Great to see you, mate. Have a great evening and have a great week.
That's it at the minute.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why he's keen to get me down to help him out down at M4H for a day. Keeps asking, when you coming down? When you coming down? I thought, yeah, that means you're got a backlog. I will go down there one day. I will go down, do some work there for him, and then have a chat with him. Screw on or screw up. This is Mr. Marley after all. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think he can put the screw cap on the wrong way round. Maybe he can.
Cross thread it or something.
Yeah. Indeed. Indeed so. I do remember at the Royal Tournament many, many years ago. It would have to be many years ago. So I haven't been a Royal Tournament since 1999. Not a proper one at Oscorp. But it's about, I don't know, in about 95 or something like that. It was the 300th anniversary of a couple of regiments of the army, one of which was one of the Guards cavalry regiments. So they had them in uniforms from different parts of their history, trotting around, all very nice. But then they had at one end of the arena, they had some chaps dressed as French infantrymen in a sort of ragged square around their eagle. And they had these guys from the Lifeguards in the 1815, the Waterloo the colours, 4 groups of 4 trotting along. They went to the other end of the arena and then turned from 4 lots of 4, just wheeled into line, so it's 16 wide, literally boot to boot, sounded the charge, and went. And I thought, that is why heavy cavalry was like the tank of its day. You got that. That was scary, and I wasn't even facing it. I was onto one side. And I was, whoa, that is not nice. You got 600 of these guys with real swords.
Yeah. And you know that their sole purpose.
You're going to think, I'm sorry, mon empereur and all that. It's been fun, but I am off. I'm doing one. It was all about shock and terror and morale. You know, it very rarely got to hand with these guys, because you just look at them and think, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Apart from properly formed squares, which if they stood their ground properly, as they did in Waterloo, then they could withstand cavalry. But without infantry and artillery support, the cavalry didn't have a hope.
Yeah.
As they found out.
He is.
But really, really impressive. So yeah. Anyone built a Trumpeter 135th S tank kit? That's a Swedish thing, isn't it? Where it didn't have a turret. The gun was in the hull, and you pointed the hull. It had a bit of traverse, but essentially you pointed the hull, but very, very low hull down. I don't know if they do. If they don't Trumpeter. Oh, obviously Rob maybe he has built one. If he says it deserves to be a classic. Airfix should make more of those 1/12 kits, maybe with a contemporary subject for our younger audience. Yeah, the problem the problem until very recently, Andy, was that they didn't have any designers in-house who could do figures for them. The software they were using to do the kits is really good at making stuff, not doing organic shapes like people. However, they have used someone recently for the crew in the new Lysander. They've actually used a figure designer for that. So I think they're sort of testing the water with that, because I think they realise they are really behind the ball on including figures and the quality of included figures.
Yeah.
Whether they go down this route again, I don't know, because I don't know. Maybe I don't know that there's enough market for it. Maybe there is. I'm not sure.
I think probably they're thinking now behind with that is what's the point if people can go on AliExpress and get a resin one for 10 quid?
Yeah, or print their own, whatever. Yeah.
Because you can't, with all the best will in the world, doing molding, you can't get as good a detail and stuff as you can with 3D printing.
No, well, that's why the aftermarket business is getting bigger and bigger all the time on all sorts of kits, because you can just 3D print stuff that you can't possibly make in molded plastic. That's all. Yeah.
Shame. I do like doing some of those figures and stuff. I did the 1/16 Irwin Rommel.
Oh, right.
That's quite cool. I think it's a Tamir one.
Right. I've got a figure coming. I've got the Gotha 229, the TACOM one. It's a flying wing fighter. They do a box of the two versions of that, the single seat and the two-seat night fighter. But also with it is a 1/16th model of the pilot. And they had this prototype glass dome helmet. It looks like something out of, I don't know, Flash Gordon or something. It looks amazing, but that's the figure that comes with it. So I'm actually quite excited about the figure, slightly more than the two aeroplanes that it's representing the crew of. Because that's just absolutely brilliant. Oh, they got Aurora made a 14th scale of the Swedish S tank.
There you go.
Yes, turret is same. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Matchbox C Venom, the one I have. I had to cut 2 mil off everything to get the engine to fit in. Yes, I've done a bit of test fitting earlier, and I thought, I think I'll handle that tomorrow. I think I'll go back to the cockpit now and worry about that another day, because it's going to be interesting to fit in. Beautifully modelled, but yeah, the fit would be. Yes, Julian, I think so. They have done some. Their figures are lovely, and they do the sort of individual display figure type things as well. You know, they have like a British Bobby, for example, in their range, a modern British Bobby.
Yeah. Looking like a stormtrooper.
Yeah. Yes, it does look like Flash Gordon or Buck Rogers. You're absolutely right, Jim. It's really funny. Aurora made a few 148 tanks. I had to check. In fact, it reminds me of Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. I don't know if you ever saw that film. It's with Jude Law and Angelina Jolie and a few others. Actually, quite a funny film in a lot of ways. But the sorts of pilots, I think the Fleet Air Arm pilots on an aircraft carrier there, they all rush out with these big domed helmets. And I thought, yeah, it looks like that. Mini Art indeed also do very lovely figures. You're absolutely right. Yeah. I've got all sorts of little bits and pieces for weights for the front end. The booklet says 20 grams. I always double what manufacturers suggest. But no, because it's 1/32, there's plenty of room.
Yeah.
They do indeed. They do indeed. K-pop band. Yeah. Well, exactly. Yes, you could do things like that. I mean, also there is this move away from military subjects that they're fixing. A lot of other manufacturers are sort of sensing there's a more of a desire. Even some channels are sensing there's a move away from interest in military subjects and more towards civilian subjects.
Yeah, but it's funny you should because today's live stream is probably one of the best ones I've had, and that was a motorbike.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
26 likes.
Exactly.
Who knows?
Well,
but I like
building my Land Rover then.
I like Land Rover kits.
Yeah, I've got the Italeri 124.
Yeah.
The long wheelbase one.
Yeah. I've got
off the farm.
I've got the what's it called? The Tamir Italeri 125th Range Rover.
Okay.
I've got Hobby Boss Wimmick and Italeri Mark III. I do like me Land Rovers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get the Corgi models, and I got a set, and it's got 3 little Land Rovers in different variants. And then I got another one, and it's the Gulf War Land Rover ambulance as well.
Okay.
Really nice.
Oh dear. Oh dear. That's the film, Rob. That's the film. Yeah. I think also, from what I recall, it was primarily shot on green screen. So pretty much everything was CGI in the background to get that sort of like a real comic book look to it.
Like a steampunky type thing.
Well, kind of like, no, bit sort of like Indiana Jonesy sort of thing. Not quite steampunk. It was still like, you know, the fighters flying off the British carriers looked like sea fires, but very stylized and swoopy wings, and
Yeah.
they would go underwater. So that as they dive down, their props retracted. It's all very, very clever stuff. And they fly off aircraft carriers that are actually floating in midair, sort of thing. But Sky Captain flies a P-40 and fires machine gun bullets. You know, fires 50 cal bullets out of it. It's not like shooting lasers or anything daft like that. It's a very interesting film, actually. It's quite a funny film at times. Gwyneth Paltrow's in it as well. But yeah, it's worth watching. Yes, DBMK will be doing the whole of the Griffin engine Spitfire range at some point. Which is very exciting. But yeah, putting the weight in the FX Liberator, oh my goodness. That was quite bizarre, how much weight you have to put it, and trying to find places for the weight to go in the Liberator was absolutely bonkers. And that's why they include the crew ladder for the tail, so you can use that to prop up the tail instead.
Yeah.
I must have put about 70 grams or more in all sorts of, I've built little compartments behind the instrument panel. I was putting it into the wheel well for the nose wheel bay, sort of frantically gluing bits into it.
That's kind of a pretty serious design flaw, really, isn't it?
But it's just what the Liberator was like. It had a very forward main wheels because everything was clustered around the centre. The bomb load, which was big, was clustered around the centre. The tail end didn't weigh very much. Most of the crew, obviously there's a tail gun, but most of the crew were at the front.
Yeah.
Everything else, the fuel was in the wings.
Yeah.
So the centre of gravity was actually quite far forward. It looks weird if you look at a picture of it. You think, why the hell isn't that tilting back? Make it in plastic without all the heavy stuff and engines and whatever. Yeah. And it's a nightmare to get in. If you then want to have any sort of interior modelling as well, of course. Okay, the AK Land Rover has etched Land Rover badges. Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
I haven't got an AK Land Rover.
The Airfix Land Rover starter and gift set. I think there's some kind of challenge. Indeed.
I wonder where that could be.
Yeah. Excellent. If I've got a Land Rover starter. I don't think I have. I've got Tamiya Pink Panther.
I've done that one as well. But that's because Kay wanted.
Is that later on? That was the Land Rover. Because earlier on it was a Jeep, wasn't it? So I've got the pink Jeep. But the Pink Panther was when they got the Land Rovers. That's right.
Yeah, it's the Mark III Land Rovers that they painted, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, 62.2 million subscribers. Dear.
One could only dream, Gary.
62.2 million. God. But then you have to have staff. You know, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yes, you get a lot of money, but then obviously It all goes out the window doing other things.
Yeah.
Oh, the newer beta is the MMR version. Okay, very nice. Absolutely, it's a much better kit than the previous version of the Falcon.
I got the Airfix Vulcan kit coming, the 172nd one.
Nice. It's a lovely thing to make. Really is nice. There's bits and pieces that are a bit of a pain. Most of it is stunning. There you go. Sky Captain was inspired by serials like Buck Rogers, etc.
We've also got the 7 class lifeboat coming as well.
Ooh. I do have one. Yes, I do have one of those. Okay, it's all CGI. Diesel punk as opposed to steampunk. Okay, so it's a bit later generation of the industrial era. Kerry Condon. Yes. Okay. Always keep an eye on the Corgi diecast because being part of Hornby Hobbies, of course.
Yeah.
A lot of the time they're
not anymore.
Have they been sold off? Corgi.
They got sold off to the guy who's running it for Hornby. They wanted rid of it, so he bought it off them.
I thought that was Oxford, whatever it was called.
Oxford Diecast, yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll check because it's not part of Hornby anymore.
Okay.
It sold the end of last year or beginning of this year.
So I know Oxford Diecast was sold.
EKD Enterprises, owned by the former Hornby CEO and Oxford Diecast chairman.
Yeah.
So yeah, he in order for him to buy it, he had to leave Oxford Diecast and Hornby. So he left them and purchased. He purchased Corgi.
Oh right. Oh wow. Didn't know that.
Yeah, because it rebranded as Oxford Diecast, didn't it?
Oh right. Because Corgi and Essex used to have 3D scans off each other.
Yeah.
So you see what Corgi are releasing, you think, well, Essex have got those scans.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he was the chairman of Oxford Diecast, and then it's bought out by Hornby, and he became the CEO of Hornby, or something. And he decided to buy. When he retired, he decided to buy it out.
Okay. Wow. Amazing.
Yeah. And it's still based in South Wales.
Okay. Despite being called Oxford.
Yeah. Okay. It's always been based in South Wales.
Excellent. Yeah, it is a lot of weight, Paul. If you're not using the tail ladder, it's a lot of weight. You have to be very creative where you manage to put weight. As I say, especially if you want to see inside the thing, you really have to work hard. Obviously, the further forward, the better. But then, there's a turret at the front and a bomb aimer's position, and the nose gear.
Put it on a base, you could always just glue the front wheel down.
Yeah, I think that's probably. Tungsten lead. Well, yeah, tungsten is your friend. Tungsten shot, presumably, because tungsten's denser than lead.
People tend not to use bases on obviously bombers and stuff unless they do direct, because obviously they're so large. So why don't people just make shadow bases? So it's literally just the outline of the plane, so it's not taking up any extra room. Huh.
Yeah, absolutely.
That way, then you could glue it down, and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Nick, you have 5 weeks to find something really devious, because there is not any more live streaming in June. There's no live stream. We are back on the 3rd of July. Thursday, the 3rd of July.
Hmm.
Is there some sort of competition, Mikey?
It's already started, yeah. Yes.
Tell the good ladies and gentlemen about the competition.
Okay. So I'll have to find the thing because I want to make sure I give everyone the same information.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So called it the Airfix Challenge. It's on my channel. There's going to be the main part. There's 2 parts: a beginner and an experienced category. The beginners have to make an Airfix starter set or gift set to the best of their ability. It could be, you can do it however you want, but it's just the model. The experienced category have to do it in a diorama. And both of those are going to be judged by the JMC podcast, Malcolm Charles and James Skiffins. There's also the members only category, which is going to be judged by a mystery judge. Nobody's allowed to know who it is. And you have to do an Airfix starter kit or gift set in a diorama, but it has to incorporate something to do with the channel, my YouTube channel. And obviously, you've got to be a member of the channel. Yeah. So the information is on on my channel's Discord and on its Facebook page, and I'll just post it into my community tab as well, which
Brilliant.
I should have done the other day.
Brilliant.
There you go.
Well, it's good. It's definitely for people of all abilities, which is really nice.
Well, yeah, that's what I want it to be fair as well.
Yeah, for the better model makers, it's like set more of a challenge. Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Really good way of doing it.
Yeah. Oh, pal, you can only do bloody square images on. I'll sort it later.
Yeah.
That's a later me problem.
Yeah. Oh, you'd like to know the Starfighter from the 70s and 80s, Buck Rogers. Okay, do a 501 Land Rover sack car, but only slack count from knocking about. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I've got a book of Land Rover all about military Land Rovers, and it's got a list of every registration number issued to the British Armed Forces and who it was originally issued to.
Oh my goodness!
Mm.
Oh,
and
my
I found the 3 Land Rovers that I used to drive, which is quite cool.
Oh, there you go. When I was working years ago in stock photography business, I went to CERN in Geneva to visit where it was actually before the Large Hadron Collider was built, but there was still the tunnel was there. I went to meet a guy who was the head of PR, brilliant guy, Neil Calder, absolutely hilarious chap. And I thought, I'm going to CERN, I ought to put the good suit on and all that, look smart. So I got there and went there, met him. We became very good friends very quickly. He's a wonderful chap. He's sort of showing us around and he said, right, time for lunch. Where should we go for lunch? I know, France. Because he was very close to the French border. So we said, I'll drive. It's okay, good. Because otherwise we were getting a cab or walking. And he had the rankest, rattiest, short wheelbase Land Rover ex-military I have seen in my life. The thing was held together by the rust. It was awful. And he loved driving it around Switzerland. It's a beautifully clean place. And he said, oh, we're going to have to stop and get petrol on the way. I said, oh, that's interesting. He said, so out you hop when we get to the station because you're sitting on the petrol thing. Thanks for reminding me of that. I had forgotten about that. And when he put petrol in, he had to put some gunk in it to make it essentially leaded petrol. It wasn't lead, but it was some lead mimic compound. He had to pour in to make it like 5-star petrol or something. Oh, the Swiss don't like this at all. He said, they hate me when I do that.
God, I remember that stuff.
It's a shitty little thing. I said, dude, you're going to smack the Armani. Don't do that. He was a good man. Very, very funny man. Oh, there you go. Old Airfix Land Rover hard top with trailer. Look at that. There you go. And that's someone else with a 7 cars lifeboat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Oxford diecast. So it's weird because Corgi, I don't know, but it's really weird how they do it. And I want to figure it out because it's bugging me. What's the difference? I have no idea. Corgi seems to be more toys.
I don't know.
So
I don't know. It just always used to look out for it because they had models in their range that Airfix would have a year later.
Yeah.
Or Airfix would do something and then Horde would bring it out a year later in the same scale. I mean, the Black Buck Vulcan a year or so before Airfix did. And strangely, their Black Buck Vulcan didn't have the problem with the stores pylon being way too large, like the Airfix one did. I don't know how that managed to get mixed up. But I'm just because the other day I was sure I saw a Corgi Halifax turning up online, and I thought, oh, Halifax, that's interesting. If they've got the 3D scans for that.
Okay, so this is interesting. Oxford diecast, scale focused primarily 176, commercial vehicles, buses, and some cars, obviously in military vehicles. Detail, known for high level of detail and authenticity in their 176 models, operates its own factory in China, allowing more control and potentially lower costs. There we go. Founded by someone who previously worked at Matoi, the factory that produced Corgi models. The brand is relatively modern, established in the early 1990s with a strong focus on contemporary and historical models. Corgi produces models in various scales, including 143 and 150th. A highly respected brand with a long history, offers a broader range of vehicles, including cars, commercial vehicles, and even trains. Corgi models focus on capture the spirit and classic iconic vehicles from the past, while Oxford diecast focuses more on detail and realism.
Okay.
So there you go. So yeah, so Corgi's more like a toy stuff thing, I suppose. More about a representation, whereas Oxford's more about model.
Okay.
Even Julian.
Doesn't matter. ACF, my friend, does not matter. It matters if I do that. That's a bit more of an issue. But
yes.
No. Bob's still got some 44 ball rounds he used to use in his revolver. I have no live rounds or empty cases in my possession, sir.
Yeah.
Just the bullets. Liquid gravity indeed is tungsten balls. Yes, absolutely.
I just get the, the shotgun shells, lead pellet, metal pellets in them, lead pellets.
Yeah.
You can buy bags of like a kilo of them for like £6.
Well, that's right. People use them to make diving weights.
Yeah.
People do scuba diving. They make their own weight belts to get exactly their buoyancy, and that. I've got some of myself. But tungsten's even more dense. Yeah. And also liquid gravity, the balls are a lot smaller, so they get a higher packing volume.
Yeah.
But I remember, I think it's the MiG-17 that Airfix make. They said there's a little compartment near the front nose, near the intake, and it says put like 35 grams of weight into that. And I
Hmm.
thought, that's a terribly small space for 35 grams of weight.
Yeah.
So I did some measurements and some quick calculations, worked out how big the space was.
Hmm.
Then went to one of my references and found out how much osmium you could fit into that, which is one of the two, arguably the densest metal there is.
Yeah.
And even that wouldn't produce 35 grams of nose weight, even something as insanely poisonous and dangerous and expensive as that. So I don't know where the hell they get 35 grams into that space. Ain't happening. Is not happening.
Du-du-du.
Good night, Julian. Always good to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure. Take very good care.
I didn't know you could get that.
Tungsten putty. Whoa. Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
That's very, very interesting. I'll have a look into that.
Sounds a lot less messy.
Yeah. Yes, Rob. The ICM Henshaw 123 is coming in July. The first of them. There's going to be 3 of them released this year. That's the first of them. Very excited about that. Biplane, late 30s, German. Very nice looking machine. Very nice. Joe, you're playing golf. Lucky devil. It's May and I haven't had a game of golf so far this year. Terrible. Good to see you there. Yeah, exactly. And also, Kev, if you try to, you get your model, you put the liquid gravity and you put your glue in to set to hold it in place, and you come back a little bit too early and tip the model out, and they all start piling up. Hateful thing, tiny little balls of tungsten everywhere. Oh, it's on my desk now. Let's see whatever now. Okay. Jacob's built the 7 castles, challenging but fun, which is excellent.
I'm looking forward to that. There you go.
There we go. There we go.
So yeah, that makes sense because that'd be to go with because Corgi, Hornby do trains and stuff as well, don't they?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Austin Champ. Very nice. I've got a model of Austin Champ here. Where's it? Well, I'm going to put with my Bristol Freighter.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem, Kev. Understood what you meant, me. Understood what you meant. Good night, Paul. Good to see you, my friend. You take care now. Yep, yes, they do, mate. They're quite useful if you've got lead pellets like that. Sometimes you get a pair of pliers and flatten them, or a hammer. You've got a piece and just hammer it flat. It packs better, so you can get more lead into a given space and leaving them with spheres.
I've got one of those little metal anvils.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
You know when I'm doing metal wire, I can hammer it straight.
Absolutely. That sort of thing. You can flatten them, then they pack more efficiently. They don't lose as much, so you can get more in. Just really good idea. And they're easier to glue together if you need to. Yeah, depleted uranium. We went to, when I was at the stock agency, we went to photograph Concords just before they were retired from service. The guys at BA, that's it. And we were wandering around, and they could get hold of everything of Concorde to photograph. Apart from they had a mass balance in the fin to sort of counteract the movement, and that was depleted uranium. So every Concorde actually had a lump of depleted uranium in the back end. They wouldn't let us borrow it.
When they were landing the last Concorde, the flight engineer took his cap off, didn't he, and put it between 2 of the controls units.
Well, apparently that used to be quite the thing for crews with a new member of staff, because they all had to dress for when the passengers left. They all had to have their caps on to because it was like the ultimate service. And the trick was, once they're taken off in the cruise, it'd be might as well stow your staff. Well, yeah, put your cap up there. And of course, it had expanded in flight, and then when it came down, it was like, right, okay, chaps, get ready for the waving off the. What do you mean you can't get your cap out of there, man? Vicious, nasty. Good night, Gary. Thanks for staying up so late. I wasn't sure whether you had got up at a stupid time or you stayed up to a stupid time. Obviously, the latter. Really good to see you along, mate. Thanks so much. It probably will. It's still radioactive, after all.
There you go. And it's 7 minutes past 10.
Oh, time to go. Time to go. Thank you, everyone, for coming along tonight. It's really, really good. Great to see you all. Thanks to Nick, of course, for the Conundrum. Thanks to Chris for donating his prize to Models Heroes. It's very good of you. Thanks to Crazy Loacher for donating a load of memberships as well. That's phenomenal, man. Please get in touch. I know you're busy driving and all that, but if you catch up this later on, please get in touch. Let me know how things are going. So I've got some stuff for you as well. And I've lost your address. I'm good at that. I'm good. Look, I'm good at losing addresses, aren't I, Mikey?
Yeah, just a little bit.
I've got yours here. I'm going to organise that tomorrow. It's reminded me to organise that for tomorrow. So thank you all so very, very much. Thank you all for joining in the stream, for joining in the guessing. Massive, massive, massive thank you, of course, to man, Mikey. Mikey, thanks so much, mate. Really good for you to look after me.
I've just noticed something interesting.
What's up, my friend?
Above the chat, it says show comments on stage. It's a new thing. Apparently, if you switch it on, it puts the chat over the screen, on the screen.
Really?
Should we try it before we go?
Right, quickly, yeah.
Right, so move me up there, out of the way. Come on, we need people to chat. Just put anything in.
Oh, that's all gone to bed, that's why. Oh, I see. Right. There you go. Oh, how about that? Oh, we might try that next time.
Yeah. So I wonder if they go all the way up or if it just goes up to where I am and then disappears. Otherwise, I'll just be behind a load of writing. I am a pomegranate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it disappears behind me. How cool is that?
Yeah, it sort of fades out. How lovely. There you go. Oh, thank you, Guido.
There you go.
And by the way, Guido, thank you so much for the steeper Caproni that arrived safely. I can't wait to have a start at that. It's one of those kits I'm pretty much not going to do a build video of because it's all resin. I've got to do a lot of scratch building, but it's something I'm definitely going to do. It looks amazing. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, Simon. I'll do my very, very best. So have a good holiday, I'm sure. Thank you. Oh, that's a good point, Bob. Does it sort of go behind you and then appear? I don't think it does.
Yeah, it's disappearing behind me, isn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't come out above you.
So it looks like if I open my mouth, it'll look like I'm eating the words. There we go.
Not for the first time you've eaten your words.
Yes. Right, there we go. It's 10 past.
Anyway, guys, we've got to go. You've got to go. Let's go and get some kits. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. I'll see you on the channel. Monday Matters and all that. Jaguar build tomorrow. Supporter special at the weekend. No more live streams till the 3rd of July. But if you're into live streams, man. Bearded Veteran Creates does loads of them in the week. I even appear on a couple of them as well. But check them out on Bearded Veteran Creates. There's some brilliant streaming going on there as well. Thanks so much. Take very, very good care of yourselves. Take very good care of the ones you love. And I will see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.
bye.